Once upon a time, in the cold and mysterious lands of Scandinavia, lived a young Viking named Ragnar Lothbrok. Ragnar wasn't just any Viking. He was adventurous, brave, and smarter than many others. Ragnar's story began in a small village where he grew up with big dreams of exploring faraway lands. He wanted to sail across the sea to discover and conquer new places, something Vikings loved to do. Ragnar had a secret weapon, a magical compass that pointed him towards adventures. One day, Ragnar built a great big ship, stronger and faster than any other Viking ship. With a crew of fearless warriors, he set sail into the unknown. The sea roared and thundered, but Ragnar's ship sliced through the waves like a sharp sword. Ragnar's first big adventure took him to a place called England. No Viking had ever been there before. When they arrived, the land was rich and full of treasures. Ragnar and his crew fought bravely against the local soldiers, with shields clashing and swords sparkling under the sun. They won many battles and took lots of gold and jewels back to their ship. But Ragnar wasn't just about fighting and treasure. He was curious and wanted to learn about the people he met. In England, he made friends and even learned their language. This made him wiser and more respected among his own people. One day, while sailing the vast open ocean, Ragnar Lothbrok and his brave Viking crew spotted a monstrous shadow beneath the waves. As they watched, the sea itself seemed to boil and churn, and from the depths emerged Jormungandr, the mighty sea serpent, its scales shimmering like the cold northern lights. The serpent's eyes, as large as shields, fixed upon the Vikings, sending shivers down their spines. Ragnar, fearless as always, stood tall, rallying his men to not show fear before this beast of legend. The serpent circled their longship, creating waves that rocked them fiercely. But Ragnar's courage inspired his crew, and together they faced Jormungandr, unflinching and ready for whatever came next. Ragnar's fame grew with each adventure. He became known as a great leader, a fierce warrior, and a cunning strategist. But his success also made some people jealous, including powerful kings and even his own friends. One of the most exciting parts of Ragnar's life was his daring attack on Paris. He sailed his fleet right up to the city and fought a huge battle. A sea of Viking ships, with Ragnar leading the way, all charging towards the mighty walls of Paris. It was a sight to behold. Despite the dangers, Ragnar's clever mind found a way to enter the city. He used a giant tower on wheels to get over the walls. It was an incredible feat, and people talked about it for years. Ragnar's life wasn't all battles and glory. He had a big family with many sons who would become heroes themselves. But as he grew older, Ragnar faced more challenges. Some of his adventures didn't go as planned, and he made enemies who wanted revenge. In the end, Ragnar's journey came to a close in a way that was both tragic and heroic. Captured by one of his enemies, King Aella of Northumbria, Ragnar was thrown into a pit of snakes. But even in his last moments, Ragnar showed no fear. He faced his fate bravely, singing songs of his adventures and the family he loved. Ragnar Lothbrok's story didn't end with his death. His sons avenged him, becoming legends themselves. His story teaches us to be brave, to explore, and to always seek the adventures that lie just over the horizon.